I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Welcome back to another review. This is a PayPal request for Brandon, who wanted my thoughts on the 1993 film Red Rock West. And first off, if anyone's ever interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, you can do so by going directly to my PayPal or by joining my Patreon. The links are down below in the info box for both of them. Now, Red Rock West is a film I had heard of but had not seen, and it stars Nicolas Cage. You also have J.T. Walsh. You have Dennis Hopper in the film. Lara Flynn Boyle. Dwight Yoakam makes an appearance. And I guess the way to describe it is sort of a modern day Western mixed in with a little bit of a film noir. Little bit of a, I don't know if you call it mystery, but it's not an action film. It's not a horror film. It's not maybe it's hard to even call it a thriller. It was a movie that was a film I would never watch again, but it was interesting enough for one time, mainly for the cast. I thought the cast did their jobs well. Nick Cage, he plays a normal guy who comes in because this job is promised to him, but it doesn't pan out because he has this old war injury on his leg. And he goes to Red Rock, Wyoming to meet this guy, hopefully for another job. And it's J.T. Walsh. Now, J.T. Walsh, sadly, he passed away quite a while ago, but he was a character actor. He was the main bad guy in Breakdown with Kurt Russell. He was in The Negotiator. He's been in a lot of stuff. You look up J.T. Walsh. He was in Evil Things. And then I just killed my wife. Was that wrong? Honestly, one of the better things about that film, Needful Things. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just look up the trailer, Needful Things, the Stephen King adaptation. But he thinks that Nick Cage is this hitman because he sees the guy's license plate and it's from Texas and he's supposed to meet someone from Texas. So again, J.T. Walsh thinks Nick Cage is his hitman, and it's a hitman that he's hired to kill his wife. And so Nick Cage is like, I don't know what to do, but he doesn't say anything, so he lies to J.T. Walsh, and he goes to the target, but he goes there to warn this girl. Like, hey, your husband put a hit out on you. And then this starts this series of events where he then finds out J.T. Walsh is also the sheriff of this town, and then he meets up with this guy, and it's Dennis Hopper, and he befriends the guy, but then he finds out that's the hitman that was supposed to meet J.T. Walsh. And sadly, Dennis Hopper's not in the film too much. I wish he was in the film more. I think in the trivia it said that the director wanted him for the J.T. Walsh role, but he said no, he wanted to take this smaller, but still an important part of the film as the hitman. Dwight Yoakam plays a guy who gives Nick Cage a lift. You have a little bit of romance between Nick Cage and Lara Flynn Boyle's character, including a sex scene. You pretty much have all the characters getting together and a little finale at this cemetery where there's supposed to be this money there and supposed to dig it up, and that's where everything sort of culminates. Now, again, it was alright, it was decent, mainly for the cast. I mean, it's kind of one of those reviews that's it's hard to talk about because if you're going to this for action, it's not, there's really no action. If you're going into this for thrills, I can't really say there's anything thrilling about it. It's mainly, it was a bit of an interesting enough story to see where things will lead to, where JT Walsh, he's a bad guy, but he's not 100% one-dimensional evil. The hitman, I mean, Dennis Hopper, he's a hitman, but he has a little bit of a fun personality to him as well. I just wish he was in the film a lot more. Lara Flynn Boyle was fine. I can't really say I cared about her and Nick Cage's romance stuff going on. I can't say I really gave a shit about that. The ending was fairly decent. I'm guessing if you're a fan of films like Blood Simple, those kind of flicks, maybe this would be more up your alley. Again, this is mainly a movie about the small group of characters, and for me, I wouldn't say they were. For me, they were not interesting enough that I would ever pick up the film on DVD, Blu-ray, or ever watch the film again. But for a one-time watch, there's much worse you can do. The cinematography is fine. The direction is competent. There was nothing in the film that made me mad or angry. The film wasn't too slow. It didn't get too boring. It does connect the dots of the plot fairly well, where this is one guy, when Nick Cage trying to escape, that he accidentally hits, but the guy's still alive, and then you find out later who that guy is. And then I'm on this other stuff. So it does a fairly decent job on the writing front. I would say there's not a lot of holes in the plot that I found to pick at. I just going more and more into spoilers, starting now with the ending. You get a little bit of stuff going on at the end where Dennis Hopper throws a knife into JT Walsh's neck, and then Nick Cage and Hopper are struggling, and he impales Dennis Hopper into this a statue, but it's I think it was like a sword or something on it. Something, I forget what it is. But it impales Dennis Hopper on the statue. And then you think everything's fine, and the two characters, Lara Flynn Boyle and Nick Cage, gets on the train. I actually kind of liked this little twist where Lara Flynn Boyle wants the money, turns on Nick Cage, and Nick Cage's like, okay, and then dumps her ass off the train to leave her for the cops who are on their way. So she's going to have some explaining to do. So Nick Cage, the innocent guy, gets away. He does get a little bit of cash. Adios, Red Rock. So that's what I mean. It's the acting and the story was decent enough that it's worth a watch. I mean, again, was my mind blown? Is a film, I need to watch this again? No, but you do a whole lot worse when it comes to, whatever genre you want to put this in. Is it one of my favorite Nick Cage films? Far from it. But is it on the level of Nick Cage, some of his recent direct-to-video work? Aside from Mandy, which was great, and some of the others. But there's been some stinkers too. It's not on that level either. I know this is one that critics definitely praised when it came out. But yeah, not a bad film at all. I don't think it's anything eventful, but not a bad film at all. But that's just my opinion. But with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.